Just because on XFM 104.9. Right, everybody up, let's give them a great show, yeah? 2 hours of, like, fun, chat. Let's keep it, you know, let's keep it cutting edge. Let's not be too, I mean, that's what the listeners of XFM would, oh no it isn't, is it? No, because, hold on, wait a minute, because we came in yesterday and did this little skit, didn't we, where we bleeped it out.
A little sketch, it was quite naughty, it was quite controversial.
Carl called me last night, and we're not allowed to play it out.
Oh, but we've been censored?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a cutting-edge alternative station, wants to push the boundaries, wants to be thought of as rock and roll, a bit punk rock.
Yeah, because I said something about the radio authority. I bleeped it out, what I called them.
Yeah.
But, couldn't do it. Done it before.
Censored.
Couldn't do it.
Censored.
Carl agrees, though. What's your thoughts, Carl? You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Why?
Well, what's the point?
Well, it was funny, wasn't it? And it wasn't offensive,
Not really. It's not some of the best stuff that would have ever gone out on this show, but... You know.
Right, what are you putting up against, exactly? Cheeky Freak of the Week?
Well, that springs to mind.
Yeah. Rockbusters?
But I mean, the thing is, you know, the things that you have put out there, I mean, we better be really careful. Who's worried about complaints? I mean, it's not just swearing, is it? It's taste and decency and everything.
Yeah.
So, we can't laugh about the disabled anymore in the Cheeky Freak of the Week. Can't do stories about elderly relatives with genitals looking like a split tennis ball. Can't do your bad dad putting a child with learning difficulties in a bin. So, what should we just play music?
I think that's all it's gonna have to be, yeah.
Accidents Will Happen by Elvis Costello on XFM 104.9. Carl's a little bit stressed, because it's not his fault, it was the boss that overruled him. He came along. What did he do? He heard you listening to it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, what's that? I said, it's what Ricky wants to play out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he said, well, can't go out like that. Too many...
But they're all bleeped. We bleeped the swear words.
Yeah, but he didn't want it to go out. I mean, you got to remember, right? You came in yesterday to have a chat about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
One of the topics that I said, let's talk about, which I came up with, was let's talk about swearing.
No, you said you never had a problem with swearing. We said normally,
yeah, that's right.
And then we did the thing about, isn't it funny that you can, the thing about you can bleep a swear word by taking out the vowel. So we're going, so it's the vowel that's offensive, and we did a little sketch around that, and then ended, you know, and he wanted to completely obliterate the word in the end, didn't want to put the thing in that we said about the radio authority, which I think it was valid and wouldn't have got a complaint.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's the boss, and what he says goes, doesn't it?
Sure.
So,
yeah, I was just gonna say,
right. But what you got to remember is what he also said is if you want to pay the 70 grand fine, then go ahead and do it, Steve.
There wouldn't be a 70 grand fine there, would there?
Well, you don't know what it'd be. But will you pay it? Will you pay for my mortgage? Will you pay for his mortgage? Will you feed his kids?
He wouldn't be fired.
What do you mean? Well, I tell you what, if it's not a fine, we'd lose the licence, then we'd all be fired.
Right.
When you're sat at home.
Do you seriously think you'd lose the licence for that sketch?
Well,
does he really seriously think you'd lose the licence? But it is not the worst thing we've ever put out or done or ever will do.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he said don't put it out, and you're like, you know, throwing your toys out the pram. I want to say it. I want to say it. How old are you? But you still want to put swearing out.
No, it's a discussion about the radio authority and the way people are interested.
Yeah, but leave it. Let's move on.
Don't get annoyed.
Yeah, but I'm annoyed because you've been at it since about 12:30.
I know. Well, I like to get in early to plan the show.
Yeah, but there's been no planning. So, to be honest, I'd turn off today, anyone listening, because there's nothing.
Carl, there's never anything.
There is. There's sometimes some good things, but today, seriously, I'd leave it.
Something half decent that's been on this show.
Loads of little interesting topics.
Go on, I can't remember any.
Right, gays in toilets.
Yeah. Not particularly interesting. Fascinating to you, perhaps.
Right, well, I'd prefer to hear that than just a load of swear words.
Well, we wouldn't have heard any swear words, we'd have heard some bleeping.
Right then, so that's entertaining, isn't it? Load of bleeps.
It's just because you don't want to stand up to your boss or say anything. Don't get annoyed with us.
I'd stand up to her if I agree with what I'm arguing about, but I'm not falling out with him over some crappy thing you want to play out.
Don't say crappy.
Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm not here next week, I tell you that. I've canned this in.
Don't say
so
crappy.
If Andrew is listening,
don't
someone else can be
say
in next
crappy.
week.
Play a record. We apologise for the word crap.
That's out of order, we should read that.
Big Sir, The Thrills on XFM 104.9. Starting off another nice atmosphere again in the studio.
Don't blame me, it's not my fault.
No, I know.
Well, it's your fault, mainly.
Yeah.
You are bad, you are quite bad.
But come on.
Come on, you are.
Don't try and win him round just because he scared you.
I don't know who's that against. Is it me or him? I don't know now.
It's you.
Right, well, I'm not a coward.
No.
I'm not a coward.
Okay,
I'm just thinking of the listeners, Rick, and I just want them to be entertained.
Yeah. Luckily, that's not a big problem for us.
What, you mean we're effortlessly entertaining, or there's no listeners?
Well, yeah, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Carl, what's happened to you this week, mate?
Now it's happened.
Come on.
What? Nothing's happened?
Come on. I came in, and he had an hour lunch break. You know, he's sort of like he never gets a break. I came in one day. He was out for an hour. A nice little chat with Andrew Phillips about, you know, where we were going with the show and, you know.
Where are we going with it? Can you come up with anything?
Ah, dear.
How far we can run it into the grave?
Yeah, no, if we go off air, it certainly won't be through, being cutting edge or controversial, because people have just turned off because it's too boring to listen to. But he was out for an hour.
Having a lunch break for an hour, and always saying he's too busy.
I know, yeah.
It's interesting.
Actually,
on the subject of that, I noticed Dan here has emailed in. He says, I was listening to last week's show, and I think Carl has taken his job for granted. I'd love to swap with him for a week. My qualifications are that I can press play on a CD player and stop.
Carl, what do you think of that?
And it can come in next week, seriously.
Yeah. It says here...
Don't get ratty, Carl.
I'm not being ratty. Dan, email me. You know my address, email, it'll be sorted out, you can be here next week.
Dan suggested we could call it Carl Idol, where people audition each week, or perhaps Bone Idol.
I like that. Bone Idol.
Brilliant.
Have we got a monkey news, Carl?
Don't know if I can be bothered.
Play a record. Pretenders. Good.
Oh, dear.
On XFM 104.9. That's professionalism, isn't it?
Yeah, that is unbelievable. Ricky, I don't know if I can describe it really, the scene. You were going mental, you were shouting, you were really being quite an unpleasant character. But
well, it's
the mic's come on, Rick, and you're a charmer.
Funny how people get annoyed.
Carl said that we don't have to be here next week if Andrew gets annoyed. I went, this is entertainment. He pays us to entertain. We haven't done anything against the law yet, have we? Or offensive, or against the radio authority. Carl said crap, but I think we'll get away with that.
Yeah.
So what is there to worry about? Exactly.
Right, let's just draw a line under the beginning of the show.
Start again.
Seriously.
Come on.
Can we just hug and make up? Can we just have a big kiss?
Yeah, come on. No, don't do that. Just, Carl, what have we got?
What's on the list? We've done swearing, that's sorted out.
Well, no, your point was more that weren't you interested in why swearing people find it offensive?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because that seems obvious to me.
Because you were saying yesterday that you never understood why people find it offensive, weren't you?
That's right. Yeah. But I know.
Well, carry on.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying to you, why you can't do it on the radio, because people find it offensive for some reason. I don't agree with it, but some people do.
Yeah.
I'm saying everyone swears.
Bleep it out, I would. Bleep it out. Bleep it out, that's my theory.
But you say that everyone swears. Not everyone does swear. I don't know why you've got this in your head, that everyone swears.
I'm convinced. Everyone.
What? Everyone? Like, religious people,
the Pope,
leaders?
Jesus. I bet Jesus swore.
Right. What's your evidence for that?
No, I'm just thinking, things are better now than they were back then. Right?
Right.
He's wandering about in his sandals getting pebbles stuck in there and stuff, and that's annoying. Nails in his hand, that must have hurt. What I'm saying is
that's offensive.
No, it's not though.
That's blasphemous.
No, but what I'm
don't laugh at the crucifixion. Play a record.
I'm not laughing at that though.
That is terrible.
I'm just saying.
No, you can email in if you want a complaint. Carl.
Yeah.
Not pilkington@xfm.co.uk.
Wasn't offensive though. I'm just saying it's a fact. When you stub your little toe, you let out a little effing and jeffing.
What do you think is he some effing and jeffing? So the kind of ancient Hebrew version of effing and jeffing.
Ooh, I'm worried about this. This is naughty.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Just,
when did you start swearing?
I started swearing at school.
Right.
I hope you haven't offended any Christians.
Right, there's a lad at my school, right, who, got caught swearing. I got caught and I got...
When you say get caught, what was it? You were right behind the bike shed having a swear.
Have you got any EMF? Yeah. No, I've only got one C left, it's my dad's. Oh, come on, let's have a go on it. Let's say hunt.
Yeah.
Let me say the hunt.
No. Getting older kids to buy you some swearing.
No, just smoke it down to the car.
Yeah. So you're right there, you're behind the bike sheds having a swear.
Yeah.
And a teacher hears him say, the S word.
The S word.
The S word.
Well,
yeah.
So, the way this teacher dealt with it, he said, right, it's not a clever word to use, and he tried to make him get sick of using it he had to write an essay using that word 300 times, right?
Yeah.
So I would have loved that.
But that's just practice for a kid.
But that is like the father catching the kid with a cigar
and making him smoke.
Yeah. Doesn't work with heroin if you've got a young teenager who's jacked up for the first time.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous.
The funny thing is, though, right, his mum found his textbook.
Of course.
Thought he was depressed and wanted to take him counselling. Because everything was S. He was writing down, this is...
And did it work? Did it wean him up?
Did he?
Yeah.
The teacher, I mean, he disappeared. He got kicked out for hitting a kid on the head with a bit of wood. So
it wasn't you, was it? That was
Longview, further. That's great, that.
That's a good tune. Can I just give a big shout out, Rick?
Go on.
To John Kay. He's listening online in Los Angeles, City of Angels.
Brilliant.
It's his first time listening to the show. Who knows what he's making of it? I wonder if we should explain what Carl is to him.
He's up early.
Well, he's got up apparently to record it, and then he's gone back to bed.
Oh, right. So he's listening to it any time, so, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Carl,
Can you explain what he is?
Well, he's a little bit of a grumpy, spoiled, lazy prat at the moment.
Oh, yeah,
but usually he's quite a funny, nice, sort of genuine guy who's in awe of the world if it's furry. And doesn't really care if it isn't. But,
anyway, we're all one big happy family.
Come on, Carl. Attitude up. Happy. Right. Happy. If we're happy, the listener is happy.
We were talking about schools, swearing, kids at school. I just remember at school, loads of my friends now are becoming teachers.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it must be like in an environment with kids. Because when we were at school, I mean, not particularly me, but lots of people in the class, and you'd all end up doing it, would just treat teachers like they weren't humans, like they were just creatures from another planet, that were there to be tormented.
Because, it's a game, isn't it, to see how far you can wind someone up to distraction.
But
most people grow out of that.
But is it because, not everyone, but especially if they've got a bit of cash in their pocket now, and a little bit of success, they tend to think that gives them license to treat people badly. It's terrible. But I remember there was a guy, this is such a terrible story, there was a teacher, he came in, and he was teaching us, and one kid, one of the hard nuts, he'd found out that this guy, he lived on his own, and he had a cat, and the cat got run over. And so we got in early, like everyone was in early, and before the teacher came in, and this kid drew a picture of a cat being run over by a car, in chalk, on the blackboard, a huge picture of it. And the teacher just came in, saw it, burst into tears, and ran out. And the thing is, that was like the beginning of term, so he could never get us back after that. There was never going to be any respect for him. It was just...
I know, yeah.
It's just like, I just remember now, thinking about it, just thinking, I mean, at the time I remember thinking it was bad, but now it's just heartbreaking, it's devastating.
I know.
It's just
they just forget, they'd let their guard down a little bit.
Did you ever do the one where you just... just humming?
Yeah. And
he'd tell us to stop it, and then everyone would just go...
We used to, there was one teacher, me and my mate used to go up to, and just, when we was talking to the other one, just sort of sniff him slightly, and then sort of like, so he goes, what? I go, nothing. And he'd walk away sniffing his armpit.
But those kind of mind games, it's like...
I know. Once, right, I was talking about this in the week, actually, we had this, teacher, and he must have been sort of 60 then, right? And we're all about sort of like 12. We had to do French. You had to put your thing on the booth, and it was I told you something. Le chat est you know, and all that, right? And répété, cats on the wall, right? You'd repeat it in French, and of course everyone was going F. C, just for fun, and he heard this, and he listened back to all of them, and he realised it, and he went mental. He went, I don't believe this! Do you know how much these cost? He was going mad, and he was going red and bursting, like Carl was earlier, and it was like, I can't stand this anymore. And he picked up an exercise book and said, look at this exercise book! Look! And, I won't say the kid's name. He went, so-and-so, look, oh look, he's put... And, I'll change his name, Smithers. He went, oh look, he's put Smithers his shit. He goes, he's got Clever on this side. He's put Smithers as a lump of shit. That's good. Right? And he went berserk. He went, oh look, he's drawn a picture of a penis with wings, and he's written underneath, Dicky Bird. He went, is that clever? He went, do you want me to put a piece of paper up so you can come and write swear words and draw ladies' genitals all day? And I went, like that laughed. He went, I'm glad you think it's funny, Mr. Gervais! And he stormed out.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And did he ever come back?
No, but we put the bit of paper up for him and said, look what we've done, you sir. That's a fanny. Yeah. There's some knobs. Yeah.
Was it biology?
No, it was French.
Oh, French, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I just remember things like games like, there was some cupboards at the back of I think the maths class, and one kid just got in the cupboard before the teacher came, and then sat in there for like, 45 minutes, and just towards the end of the thing, just came out.
Brilliant.
Just came out and just went, oh, and sat down. And just things like that, which just kind of, it's not, I don't know what it is, or I don't know what, it's just an utter lack of respect.
I played a trick like that once in my first year at college. This is pathetic, right? We're on a hall of residence, right? And there was this woman, sort of middle-aged woman come around in a twin set, and I think she was from a bank where she was doing students going to do a bank account, and we knew she was coming up the corridor and she was not right, and so my mate got in my wardrobe in this little room, right, just sat there. She came and I said, have you banked? I said, yeah, I banked. I said, okay, can I just do it? And there was a knock on the wardrobe. I went, come in. And he just came out, and I went, all right, and he left, right, and she just looked at me, and I started laughing. I went, sorry. She went, you're not interested? I went, no. But it just fell flat. It fell flat.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Carl, a little bit happier now?
Yeah. I'm happy.
What have you done this week?
Doesn't bother me that.
No, what have you done this week?
Doesn't bother me that.
Carl, answer the question. You're the producer. What have you done this week?
A few things.
Oh, it's funny, right? Because when he's moaning about, I was telling about, I'd caught him out. He says he doesn't get a lunch break. He had over an hour, and then he went. I think he went quite early that night to get a hob that hadn't been delivered or something. So, and I said to, was it James Hyman? Was it, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
And I said, James, he's always complaining about working. Does he work hard? And he went, well, he doesn't work as hard as he used to. Play a record, Carl, will you?
Interesting.
Don't want to really hit the start button now. I might do it in a bit lazy.
I'm not saying you're lazy. I'm saying, you know, maybe some people don't think you work as hard as you do. That's the way of the world. I'm not saying you don't work hard. Just reporting speech, really, on James Hyman. Calling him a liar. Play a record.
Can't be bothered.
Play a record, Carl.
I reckon we could do this all the way through, Billy Bragg.
Play a record, no, let's not ruin it. It's not Billy Bragg's fault.
No,
It's
not
in a bad mood.
He's written some good tunes, old Billy Bragg.
Yes.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Waiting for the great leap forward.
What station are we on?
XFM 104.9.
Yeah, with Karl Pilkington. Carl, what do you think of it so far?
What, of what? This
You
today?
weren't up for it, weren't it? And now it's turned out great, and you're a little bit happier?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Good. Just talking earlier about teachers, weren't they? Have you got any amusing anecdotes about teachers or anything around that subject?
I didn't go to school that much.
Go on.
When I did, it was, I was telling Suzanne about it the other day how, you know, she goes out with me now and she thinks I'm great. She's lucky what she's got. No, she's done well.
Yeah.
Right? But I was the sort of kid who she would have hated at school because I never had, like, a pen.
Oh, yeah, I know what sort you are. Never a pencil case or any stuff.
I'd start off the term, I would. I'd have, like, you know, a brand new carrier bag with my stuff in.
Brand new carrier bag, classy.
And,
well, you got to have somewhere to put the stuff you've nicked from Woolworths in, haven't you?
right, so that'd be there. But then by the time, like, a couple of weeks down, I'd put my pen down, I would have lost it, and then I'm sort of going around saying, can I borrow a pen?
You didn't try sticking up your nose, it's not still lodged up there.
It's not, no. But the funny thing with, like, you know, you were talking about teachers and stuff.
Were you disruptive? Were you a disruptive kid? Were
Not
you the sort
really.
of causing trouble?
No, not really. I was
No,
one
he
of
wouldn't
them.
cause trouble. He's terrified of the boss here, isn't he?
No, it's not that. It's just that, what's the point in winding people up? I find it quite annoying if people do that. So I don't wish it up on anyone else.
Why do you wind Steve up then?
I don't wind him up.
You
I don't
do.
wind
You
him
have
up.
done, but no, come on, let's not argue. We're getting on well then. Come on, Carl.
And, like, the teachers, because I'd lived on this estate, right, loads of stuff used to get nicked and go missing and what have you.
Blackboards,
And
desks.
their way, no, like the telly and the video.
headmaster.
Telly video
Oh, really?
and stuff like that. And the projector thing and all that. So the way they used to try and find it, right, my little conspiracy, 'cause you know I'm good at them.
Yeah, yeah.
What they used to do is set your own work and say, right, draw like a bird's eye view of your house. Right? But draw everything you've got in your house in it as well. So if you've got, I don't know, if you've got anything in the loft, make sure you draw it.
Right. So kids would come in with overhead projectors.
Well, that was the idea,
Chalk.
I think, behind
Guns.
Yeah.
yeah.
it. They got loads of those.
Anti-aircraft guns in the shed.
So the picture you did for your home, presumably
Got nothing from me.
nothing.
I didn't do it.
I'm not. He used to hand it in, empty house. I'm not a grass.
yeah.
And nor the illegal immigrants living in the
Just
kitchen.
a picture of your Auntie Nora.
Yeah. What's that? Is that? Have you been
tennis ball?
stealing tennis balls?
Yeah.
No, that's not a split tennis ball. That's my
But what
auntie
about all
Nora's.
the? But what about all the stuff? What didn't you have to draw all the stuff that your father had nicked? all this, you know.
Listen, we're doing Songs of Phrase today, because Rockbusters has gone.
What Songs of Phrase again? I can't remember. I think I've blanked it out.
Yeah.
When we do, something that's been said a few times on the show.
Right.
Right?
It's been said a few times. I'm scared of Andrew Phillips. I need my job on it. Go on, sorry, you were speaking, Carl.
So we take a phrase from the show, right, and just get songs, like the words from the songs, edit them together so
something
it says
like
that phrase. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, go on. Sorry, go on, Carl. Come on.
So are we doing it?
Sorry, so what's the phrase you've come up with?
The phrase is no more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week. Is there not? We're not having that anymore.
Well, no, because it's offensive, and if we're worried about offending people, to talk about people with disabilities,
well, yeah, but that's
like conjoined twins and women who are born with like deformed legs, and you call them dog woman. So you know, you've got to be careful. You've already insulted Christ. Let's not do disability. Let's do Songs of Phrase, shall we?
Cheeky Freak of the Week was never out to offend anyone.
No,
it was to make you realise
we don't try and offend people. We try and entertain them.
Right? Do you know the funny thing is? Right? You're saying about being cruel about people and stuff. It goes on all the time. On the news the other night, do you know those Siamese twins that didn't make it through the operation?
Yes, yeah.
Right? And this is why I'm stopping it, because I don't want people to think we're having a go at disabled people and stuff. Right? On the news, right?
Yes.
Before that operation, the doctors said, we're going to try and sort this out. All the doctors are going to get their heads together. Is that a good phrase to use?
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Carl, play a record.
No, I'm
Play
just...
a record.
Are you offended, Rick? You've offended Rick Gervais.
You're the one that's you've
Yeah, but I'm saying, we're not out to offend anyone, yet it's always going on. People are always having a go.
Please don't bring it down. Play a record.
No. I hate it.
Darkness. Growing on me.
You love the darkness, don't you?
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to see them. They were doing a
I like their album
HMV
as well.
thing. Is it
People
good?
have told me it's a bit too jokey or a bit too tongue-in-cheek, but it isn't really. If you don't know that, it sounds great. It just sounds like sort of retro 70s rock. It's great. I think it's brilliant.
It's nice to have rock back. I think you'll agree.
Big time.
Yeah. High five, man. High five.
Yeah. Sweet.
Sweet, mate. Sweet. Songs of Phrase. It's the mighty return of Songs of Phrase. No one has requested that. It's not due to public applause.
A lot of people have requested some swearing.
They have indeed. But
we had a lot of emails for that. But go on, Carl.
And remind us again what exactly Songs of Phrase is and why we should care.
It's just a phrase that we take from the show, make up by taking words out of a song, edited it together. Right? The phrase that we're doing is no more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
No more Cheeky Freak
of the Week. It sounds like this.
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Right, so...
No, that's nigh on impossible.
Play again. Play again. I didn't hear that.
You got to email in with all the songs that you can hear there. Right? I think there's 5 songs.
And we just want the names of the songs?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Right.
Do we just hear it again?
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Right.
Yeah,
it is good. It's probably one of the best you've done. It's very tricky though.
That's not too tricky. Play it again.
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
How many have you got, do you think, Rick? Just
well, I've noticed the same person singing twice.
Is that right?
In a band and solo.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know one track straight away from the word.
Can I just say, I do think naming the songs is a bit tricky. Let's just name the artists. Is that all right?
What's the artist?
Just the artists. Just change the rules slightly.
Yeah.
Before we play it again, just let you know what the prizes are. We've got on DVD Later with Jules Holland, Louder. Lots of the alternative acts he's had on there. A DVD, a couple of DVDs.
With Boogie Woogie piano over the top.
Let's hope so.
Brilliant. I can't
Jason
wait.
Mary Chain are on there, Stereophonics. We've got Sonic Youth, Ash, Hole, Queens of the Stone Age, Foo Fighters. Quite good. Once again, Cruise of the Gods on DVD starring Rob Brydon and Steve Coogan. That was on at Christmas. It's not bad.
It's not the same one. They haven't been sending that back. We've been giving out different ones each week.
We have indeed. This is an album just called quite simply I Love You. Yeah. And you'll be pleased because there's the likes of Mel C, Cliff Richard and the Hollies on there.
Brilliant.
Excellent. The best chill-out album ever. We've got the Beach Boys on there, Elvis Costello, Pink Floyd, Coldplay. That's not bad. And this is the one that's most interesting, I think, the American Song Poem Anthology. I've not heard it yet, but apparently, I think what it is an anthology of recordings that were made apparently in, I think, maybe 50s or 60s America. There was a particular organisation, you could send in songs or lyrics that you'd written at home and they would send it to music and record it for you. And this is a compilation of them. So obviously there's some quite idiosyncratic and odd little things on there. I think it's probably worth a listen. So not bad prizes at all, Carl. Let's play it again.
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Well, we started that going.
Just the artists then, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Once more, Carl?
No more changing free covers.
See, we're just great.
Yeah, not bad at all. A little bit of Elbow. Nice to hear them again. This is the one Red. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais.
Sure.
Elbow and Red. Good tune.
The old Spanish archer. Right?
Yeah, Elbow. Oh, sorry, you've lost me. I wasn't listening.
Elbow. Alright?
Sony award-winning from Ricky Gervais.
Well, we're not allowed to do anything.
Sure, a bit
Andrew likes those sort of things.
Rick, I can tell you now that the answers to songs of phrase are quite literally dribbling in. I think there's 2, maybe 3 answers so far. So, very excited about that. And, we just had an email from Dan. He says, my Mrs. Lynn is pregnant and is 8 days overdue. Carl, could you offer any words of encouragement to coax the baby down the birth canal? I've sat Lynn only inches away from the speaker to allow optimum audio transfer to the uterus. What would you say to that, child there, just to lure it out to the wide world, Carl?
I wouldn't rush out, to be honest.
Right.
It's not good, is it? Out here.
Sure.
And I don't really want to talk about kids either, because Suzanne's mate's just had one and now she wants one.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Please never bring a child into the world, Carl. Promise us that.
They just bore me. Have you seen, there's loads of people in the office who have got them now and they've all got baby pictures everywhere. And they're all like, isn't it nice looking? And it's like, no, it's not. They all look the same. Do you know what I mean?
All like Mel Smith.
They just...
Don't they?
But it's that theory, actually, right? Do you know how I've said before about babies, right, but like little old people?
Yeah.
There was, no.
Another of the great theories.
No, the fact that, you know, you're born, and you sort of, you know, you got no teeth, you got a little bald head, you can't control your bodily functions and that.
Sure.
Then you get to like
Sorry,
70.
you're describing yourself? Or?
Yeah, I was to say, you've got a dangerous
No,
ground,
I'm
aren't
just
you?
saying, that's how you're born.
Yep.
Then you get to about 70 or whatever.
Yeah.
All that starts to happen again, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there was a story in America about, just backing this up again, 70-year-old fella.
70-year-old fella, okay.
Little bald head.
Yeah.
Right? Probably no teeth. And that.
Probably, yeah.
Nappy and that, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Goes
It's
into...
not like 70-year-olds, but pop the old nappy on your 70th birthday, take your teeth out.
Goes into an off-licence to get some beer. Doesn't get served because they didn't think he was old enough.
Right. Okay. Right, okay.
Wait.
Carl's back.
Wait a minute,
No, I'm
sorry.
okay.
So they thought he was a giant baby that had walked into an
Forget
off-licence.
it.
Weird, innit?
Steve, forget it.
Carl, please. I
Forget
need
it.
Carl to answer.
No, I mean, that's a story, but it's weird, isn't it? That's
Well,
what
it's
I'm
not true.
saying, it just backed up
The
my
guy
theory
in an
again.
off-licence thought that a giant baby had waddled
a
into an
70-year-old
off-licence.
wrinkled baby in an overcoat, stuck in Werther's Original, smoking a pipe and going, I can't believe it, the price is not the same as they were, right, was a small child.
Well,
Yeah, weird, isn't it? Play a record, you're an idiot.
well, what's happening with Songs of Phrase?
Forget it. Forget it,
No,
who cares?
as I say, the answers are dribbling in, and
Can we run this radio station for a week?
Yeah, but the thing is, if we genuinely wanted to do a good job at that, we'd have to fire ourselves straight away.
No, do you know what I mean, though? Just sort out the playlist, let DJs, you know what I mean? Sort out what can be said and what can't. Just for 1 week. Yeah, see if we can give it a bit of shall we?
What would you do?
I don't know, does the phrase pissing in the wind mean anything to you?
Well, I know, yeah. Well, are we going to even meet this week? Because it's, you know, we've wasted time pre-recording stuff that we can't put out. I don't know if it's
He's
worth...
still on that? He is still on it? I mean, to be honest, I've let it go, but he's still on it.
What else is on the list?
What list?
On the list, I said to you yesterday, let's sit down and have a chat.
I
Yeah.
thought I threw
What
that away, I
stuff?
thought it was just a piece of crap.
There you go.
You can't say crap. You're saying...
You should have bleeped that.
I know, why don't you believe that? Why don't we pre-record the whole show, then we only have to come in once? What do you think of that, Carl?
Whatever.
Carl.
Steve, what are
Carl.
you doing with
I
Songs of
seriously think
Phrase?
if we put out last week's show, would anyone know?
Carl.
Play a record. He's driving me mad now, Carl.
Carl.
Seriously, he's driving me mad.
Carl.
Press the button. Please.
Carl.
I'm sick of it.
Carl. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Stop. On XFM 104.9. I reckon we could run it for a week, just to do a few
Would you
little
want to
things.
bother though? I mean,
No, but I mean, just like, you know, have a look at the playlist a little bit, get some...
another phrase, polishing a turd. I think that's just another one that springs to mind.
You allowed to say that, Carl?
What, turd?
Yeah.
I think so, that's alright.
Well, you said it, so you're the producer.
Yeah, that's alright.
Alright?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've got it together. Capital.
Oh, no, that's a classic station.
I came in the week to just check Carl out if he was here. He wasn't. He was out for about an hour or so. And, I heard in the lift, I don't know what DJ it was on, he just went and, he was talking about that little girl, Summer, who, went missing, but then she was just found reading a book. And I swear, right, I swear, he went, and there's a lovely, lovely picture of her there, just reading a book. So, what a happy ending. It's a shame they don't all end like that.
Oh, God.
And he played a record.
What's his point?
Unbelievable.
What's that?
I don't know.
It's those people who think that they're being a little bit philosophical, a bit profound.
And then just everyone goes,
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
I noticed in the story of Summer, the little girl that went missing, I don't know if you read that it mentioned her family. Now, it mentioned the father of the house. I don't know if it's her father or certainly the guy, the parent, the male parent. And it was something like, I think, I don't want to, libel him, but it was something like Paul, 24, and he's a graphic designer, recently changed his name to Dragon. I just wonder what exactly is that? How is he, how family is that, really?
Yeah.
I don't want to...
I'm always a little bit worried about people who change their name to something to really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because, Kevin Smethurst isn't, it's not sexy enough.
Exactly.
So I call myself Clint Iron.
Yeah.
What would you call yourself? Karl Pilkington, nothing wrong with that. It's quite a superhero's name. It's Pilkington.
When I was about 7, I wanted to be called Brett.
Yes. I can see why.
I don't know, I just had a mate who was called Brett, and I thought, that sounds good, it's different.
Yeah.
But then, I'm quite happy with my name now.
Because Carl, I have to say, where does that come from, Carl? Because it's quite a rare name.
I told you, didn't I? My mum had a dream.
I forget this. What? Your mother had a dream?
She wasn't well, she had pneumonia or something, right?
Dear.
And, she had this dream while she was pregnant. That some doctor, sort of, she was going off to another place, she was going to die or something, and this doctor went, I can sort this out, I know what to do here. And she remembers on his name badge it said Carl.
Really?
So when she had me, she said, right.
Call him Carl.
Dr. Carl.
Calling Dr. Pilkington. Calling Dr. Pilkington.
She hoped, I imagine, that you'd grow up to be like him in every way.
I've done alright for myself, I think.
Sure.
I'm alright.
Yeah. This was what we were talking about, actually, weren't we? We were talking about the fact that, you're quite proud of the fact that you've got no formal education, really. And yet you've pulled yourself up from the bootstraps.
Yeah, well, I know people who've got results and that, and don't do anything.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
They're on the streets.
So I've used all my energy as I've got older, rather than burning myself out as a kid.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, I don't know if that's advice.
Should we advise that to young kids out there?
Don't take exams, don't work at school, just, move away from Manchester and get a job on XFM.
They'll employ anyone.
Yeah, you get an hour's lunch break, you're away by 5:45.
You need no qualifications to work for XFM.
Because you don't have to think for yourself, because your boss tells you what to do, you can have some time off to go shopping for hobs and shower units.
He's alright, he's a good boss.
Yeah, I know.
He'll let me have next Saturday off. He knows how tired I am.
How many Saturdays has he had off? He's going away again. He's had 2 holidays. He gets 26 holidays, 6 days a year. 26 days a year. Unbelievable. He was sick because he put on wet trousers.
Yeah.
And now you're going down to Hastings. Are you leaving early? Because you left early last time, didn't you?
No, I wouldn't do that again.
Now, what are you going to Hastings for?
Just having a break. Listen, though, we were talking about depressing news. Right? And with that kid and what have you.
Yeah.
You see that thing in the week, there was 3 bits of depressing news, right? There was one, an old woman who swallowed a fork.
An old woman who swallowed a fork?
Yeah, did you see that?
She's dead, the dork.
An old woman swallowed a fork, so what did she swallowed a spoon?
Why did she, everyone knows she swallowed a spoon. When she swallowed a spoon.
What's her name? She, swallowed a cockroach. Right.
Sorry, whoa, is this the old rhyme now?
Is this a rhyme that you've got slightly wrong? You've changed dog for fork.
This is the truth, is it? This is what you read?
Oh, no, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, never confuse the two. This is what you read on the spurious website, some mentalist
No, hang on, sorry,
emailed you.
just before you move on from that, there was an old woman who swallowed a cockroach.
Yeah.
And in order to get the cockroach out, she swallowed a fork?
It doesn't rhyme, but it's good.
She tried to get it out.
With a fork?
She went, what have I got? I'm thinking she's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That'll do. She grabs that, she tries to get it out, and she lets go of it. And it goes,
swallows a fork?
Yeah, It was in the paper.
The terrible thing was, it was a gardening fork. it was awful, you know. Or is that stupid? That'd be stupid if it was a gardening fork, wouldn't it?
I'll tell you what annoys me, though, with things like that. 'Cause in the paper, it was, well, you do, and everyone knows that. Honestly, no. Right? You do me head in. The way people say it must be great working with him. Must be brilliant.
No one
it's not,
says
it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare.
Get on with it. Go on with
I can't be bothered now. Let's just play a song.
Carl, because I'm interested. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Seriously, I am.
Come back after this.
No. Let me finish the story. Come on.
Long links.
I'll tell you in a bit, 'cause
I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting so angry.
Alright, either play a record or finish. Verve, unlucky man. That's for Carl, who is a lucky man. 2 hours every Saturday here. Just a little bit of chat and laughter. Some great records. Alright? What are you going to Hastings for? Just to chill out?
yeah,
What are you going to do?
just chill out.
What specifically is in Hastings that's of interest to you? They having another battle?
Nothing, it's just cheap, isn't it? If you can get a B&B for about 40 quid.
Sure.
The weather's good, so
Let's all go.
why not?
Yeah, why not? Do you want Ricky to come down with you?
Now.
Right, okay.
Now, you were going to tell us something before we started winding you up.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the old man who was mistaken for a small child.
It was actually, the 70-year-old who they thought was underage.
Right, so then we got on to, right, so the old woman, I was saying, she ate a cockroach. Right?
She ate a cockroach, yes,
Yeah.
by mistake. How did she eat a cockroach? Why was there a
She was
cockroach?
cleaning up, she was cleaning up, it jumped in her mouth. Right.
So she immediately, the first thing she did was immediately grab a fork and plunge that down her throat.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe not immediately. I mean, she tried other methods. She tried plastic spoons, her fingers, maybe washing it out, maybe going, oh, I nearly swallowed a cockroach. Did she try that one? Ugh, how horrible.
Right, so anyway, the fork went down,
Yes.
and it's got this picture in the paper of, like, the X-ray, and you can see the fork just, like, going across like that.
Yeah. Wow.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it was, where the fork was in her abdomen, was it? In an X-ray?
Yeah.
Are you sure she swallowed it?
Yeah.
Sure she didn't just say that to the doctor? Like, how did it get in there? You got a fork inside you?
No, I know what you're getting at, because I remember years ago, do you know Dr. Steele?
Do I know Dr. Steele?
Yeah, on, he does...
Is he a
it him?
superhero?
The one on, Richard and Judy.
Right, what's he, a psychiatrist or the
He
resident
just
doctor?
pops in and
Is
he's
that
got
the
a
sort of
problem.
like the suave sort of...
He's not that smart.
I know the one
He's
you
just,
mean, yeah,
just a normal doctor fella.
Sure.
And, yeah, this was like in the 90s, and, Richard and Judy said, we got the doctor in again today. We're looking at things that, you know, have been inside people. And there's this one, right? Fella comes on, with an X-ray.
Yeah.
It's sat on a pint glass.
He sat on a pint
Well,
glass.
that's what...
He hadn't, had
That's what
he?
he said.
Sat on a pint glass.
I remember that story that was published about the bloke, and this is the excuse he gave to a doctor when he had to go and have something removed. It was a bottle of sort of HB sauce or something up his. What word can we say in case Andrew's
So
listening?
you don't need to, you know, people know what you're saying.
Okay.
Right.
Rectum. Is that all right?
No, you didn't need to say it, but...
Well, no, he might as well. It's a medical term, isn't it? Doctors
Anyway.
say rectum, don't they?
Anyway.
So the doctor got it out, and the excuse, he said he'd been shopping, been to Safeways, he brought his shopping home, and he popped the shopping on the on the front step, and he realised he's locked himself out. So he started to shimmy up the drain pipe, but his trousers and pants fell down while he was climbing, and he slipped and fell on the HB sauce bottle, right? And that was the note thing, right? And the doctor had put at the bottom on his notes, this would be somewhat more believable if Safeway sold their HP sauce with condoms already attached.
Well, I remember it bizarre.
Why did he put a condom on it?
No idea.
To use it again on his chips. So he didn't just buy it to have a quick, you know.
Yeah.
He thought, well, I don't want to waste HP sauce.
Sure.
I mean, I use it up the arse, then I have it on the chips.
safe sauce, though. Always practice safe sauce. Always have safe sauce.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, universally speaking on XFM 104.9, Steve.
I'm just going to make every single one of our listeners shrug and kind of give a who cares look by saying that after the ads, songs of phrase answers.
We've still got Monkey News, haven't we?
Oh, Monkey News as well, yeah. Hello, you're supposed to say something that will keep people listening during the advert.
Should we bring back the... No, can't do Cheeky Figure of the Week. Play some ads.
Blackalicious and Deception on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington, Steve Merchant.
Well,
we were talking just before the ads about I think we're talking about objects being stuck up people's arses.
I think that was the link.
Someone can just confirm that.
It was objet d'art.
What objet d'art?
Arceus. Objet d'art.
Objet d'art. Which maybe that's a new feature. Objet d'art.
Objet d'art.
Using objects you've stuck up your
French for stuffing stuff up your arse.
Yeah. But I remember when it's not really, it was just about objects and odd things in odd places. I used to work for a magazine when I lived in Bristol, and I remember the editor said to me once, he said, "Oh, we got half a page to fill. Do the usual. Phone up a hotel and ask them what the weirdest objects they've ever found left behind in a hotel room are." This was something they did every year. They just they would phone up the local hotel. And I found out, I can only remember 2 of them, but they have stuck in my mind. These were found, I think it was the Marriott Hotel in Bristol. Yeah. They were found by cleaners. A chicken.
A live chicken?
Yeah, a live chicken in a hotel room. And that was just left behind. And a false leg. I mean, I don't know who leaves behind a false leg. I mean, presumably you'd notice if you didn't have your false leg, because you'd be lying on the floor. But I just remember, well, yeah, I don't know where else you'd find those 2 objects, except perhaps Paul McCartney's farm. But I've always thought to myself, who left behind a false leg?
Maybe the chicken pecked it off.
Yeah, well, possibly.
The person with it just went and goes, so much different, I keep falling over.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and where's my chicken?
Yeah.
She probably called later and said, did the cleaners find chicken and a false leg? I'll check.
Yeah.
Hold on, have a look. We haven't had them handed in.
Yeah. I don't know, we got a lot of chickens and false legs left behind.
What was it like?
Yeah.
It was just a wooden thing with a foot. Has it got a foot on the end? Well, yeah. Yeah, we might have found it. It might be yours.
In pirate films, they always had the pirates would have the peg leg, which was just a piece of wood. There was no effort to make it look like a leg. I don't know why it didn't dawn on them then to make it look more like a leg. I mean, I don't know at what point. I quite like a picture. Do
you know
I
why?
wouldn't really be that interested, but I'd be marginally interested to see the history of.
It was fashion because they didn't wear long trousers then, so they all stopped to the knee. So why are you wearing long trousers? No reason. Let's have a look at your legs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more embarrassing, you see, if you hide it. Yeah. It's like they had a hook.
Yeah.
Why didn't they have a glove?
A hook is never a glove. It's not a practical enough thing.
It is if you're abseiling between 2 buildings in a hurry, because then you can just use it straight down the wire.
But a hook is such a grotesque thing. I mean, because
I don't have a go at 'em.
But I mean, there's no one except that weird guy who's up in North London who's still got a hook for a hand.
Well, I think it is useful.
Because
it's good. Well, no, it's good for carrying
bags.
Yeah, carrying shopping.
Do you think that was the concern of pirates?
Well,
then Tesco.
Well, they didn't have animatronic sort of stuff then, did they?
I know, but it's just so. I mean, if it's just not very flattering, is it? A hook. I mean, James was at school with a kid who had lots of different things, like knife, fork, he could screw onto the end of it. That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
That's good.
That's almost as good as having a hand.
Yeah. For the canteen.
But at school, you'd be the coolest kid in school, surely.
Bit more frightening in the swimming pool. Or on a bouncy castle.
Yeah.
But yeah, for chopping up a bit of,
I imagine him being banned from the bouncy castle at the fate. You can't let him on. Oi, Hooky, get off. You're not welcome on here.
Like to apologise for some of the things said in today's show.
But what happened when he started asking girls out and stuff? I imagine he spent a lot of time with his hands behind his back.
Oh, God, with a sore spot on him one. Probably.
That's so
and I can get out with this one.
Yeah.
Doctor said, that's handy. There's a fella in Ward 2 that's got a shopping bag up his arse. Together. Just pop it up there, pull it out. Shopping intact. Done.
Anyway,
Hastings
answers
soon.
for Rockbusters.
He's going to Hastings in 10 minutes, ain't you?
Can't wait.
He's looking forward to it. Lovely day. Lovely town. Nice little trip. Chill out, come back refreshed. Monday. Let's do some work. Ooh, you'll sleep tonight.
What does the boss want me to do?
He's done you there, Carl. I was letting it lie, and he comes back with that after we were getting on.
So, who's the winner?
Answers. Well, let's give us the answers first.
Right, well,
this was
how it sounded.
It's not Rockbusters, I'm calling it Rockbusters because
it's all weird.
They're all interchangeable in my mind.
No more Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Right, Paul McCartney, Cheeky Girls, Sugar Babes, Space and Beatles.
Okay.
Right.
Brilliant. You've really, I mean, if you're not interested in it, Carl, seriously, mate. Anyway, we're going to give the prizes, which were pretty good this week, to James Waters from Colchester. Well done to him, he's got them pretty much right.
Where's Dickie Anderson?
Not heard from Dickie Anders for a long, long
Because
time.
I wanted to, if there's one show I'd wanted to hear, it's this one. Because we've pulled out some of the stops now, haven't we? He's excited because he's going away, so he's putting an extra bit of, come on, let's play a record.
Let's play a tune, then let's come back with Monkey News. Can we have some Monkey News to end with? He's excited.
Placebo in this picture on XFM 104.9. 8 minutes to go. Let's make it a good 8 minutes, and then we can all chill out. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Play the jingle.
Chimpanzee that Monkey News.
Excellent. A particularly aggressive jingle this week.
Wow.
Yeah, looking forward to this Monkey News.
Carl.
Right.
Come on.
So, what's the name?
What?
We've done...
Sorry, what?
Brilliant.
We've done a lot of monkeys who, like, got involved in crime and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We had, the one on the train station, nicking a bag.
Yeah.
We had the one who went
Don't
into a
remember that
bank.
Who cares?
Went into a bank. And walked out with the money and stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Didn't happen either. Next.
But the thing is, you never sort of found out what happened to them. If they sort of got worse, got more involved into crime
just
and
Monkey
stuff.
News update.
That would be amazing.
Brilliant.
What they found out in India is,
Yeah.
it's got a prison. It's just for monkeys.
You mean wild animals? You mean
A zoo?
Yeah, a zoo or a kennel or
No.
something that where it's been gone mental or something.
No, it's a prison.
Yeah,
It's a prison.
is it? Does it have fraud cases?
It's
Mainly sort of animals that are attacked things. So that's mainly violence. I bet. That's my.
that and theft.
Say it
Nicking
again.
Stuff. Theft.
Say it again.
Theft.
Say it again.
Robbing.
No, let's go back to that word. We're going to keep doing it. We've got 6
Robbing.
minutes. You're going to say the word right before you go to Hastings.
Well, do you say it?
No,
Well,
you
no,
say
because then
it
you'll know how
first.
to say it.
Well, alright, robbing then. It's been caught robbing.
Say it again, though.
Who's
anyway.
robbing? Who's robbing?
So, they've got this prison, right?
This is extraordinary.
Say it again.
No, you're not going to say it?
Oh, go on then.
So they got a prison for them, right? And, there's 11 of them in there, 11 monkeys.
Right.
That are in there for life. Because that's... I think there's one just got out on parole, right?
No time off.
But
for
there's
the
11, I'll give you the bit of paper because I thought this was...
Weird.
Now,
Even
what-
you thought it was a bit weird.
Now, Carl, what are they in there for, then? Because, I mean, they're in there for life, so I'm assuming it's murder, is it? Premeditated murder? They're not crime bosses, are they? They're not...
Are they
into
the- are
kind
they
of
the-
prostitution and
Are
gambling?
you sure they're not
racketeering?
just the pawns
robbing
and the head sort of like orangutans up a tree going, remember, you don't know me. You're on your own.
If I go down, you're all coming with me.
You take some of your gorillas down there and sort him out.
Oh, the great banana robbery.
It's
I wondered if they'd get them.
Right, go on then.
Okay, let me see. Now, I don't know what source this is, as ever.
Is it just the back of a fag packet found in a toilet?
Well, no, I mean, someone's clearly... If this is nonsense, then someone's clearly gone to a lot of effort, because it does open with the headline, "Parole unlikely for inmates of monkey prison."
Yeah.
Officials say 11 inmates at India's only monkey jail. Officials? Now, what kind of people work at a monkey jail? Where do you work? It says officials say 11 inmates at India's only monkey jail are unlikely to ever be released. The prison in Patilia houses monkeys apprehended by game wardens in Punjab state for thieving and attacking people. The Daily Telegraph reports how the monkeys at the prison in Montebello snarl and glare at visitors from their heavily barred cages. 2 monkeys were released a year ago after exhibiting good behaviour for 18 months in the jail. They have remained out of trouble. Prison can work, that's good.
So
all 11
basically,
monkeys...
they were aggressive wild animals that were taken away from the public for their own good.
And robbing and that.
Wildlife officials believe part of the problem has been caused by thieves training monkeys to help them. Lorry drivers training monkeys as guards for vehicles, and itinerant entertainers
That
using
is so
ill-treated
annoying.
monkeys as
And
part of their act.
it's the monkey that takes the rap.
It's a shame, that, isn't
That is awful. They didn't know what they were doing, did they?
So there you go.
What do you think of that, though, Carl? What would if you could visit them, like Lord Longford or something? What would you say to them? You go there and you get a visit a week or something, you know.
So can you get us a video? Right.
Do they get conjugal rights?
Do you reckon? You wouldn't be interested in that, though, would you?
They get what?
Would you be happy to give them their conjugal rights?
Yeah, would you?
Fair enough.
All right.
Shut down.